afternoon, guys. I'm on General Dimpa Today, we're going to be talking about men and parenting. As a man, how do we really understand about parenting? And I have with me here
Kofi Kula, who is a senior social worker.
Guys, there's been this thing going on in my head all the time. How do we really understand about parenting?
Looking at this parenting, really you can't have a definition for parenting to say, but normally I'll say that most people's idea about parenting is how they were brought up. So the way you were brought up will determine how you too become a parent or how you parent your child. But coming to this society we are living in, we come from Africa, so our type of parenting may be different from Europe, where the type of parenting is also different. So we just have to combine our type of parenting with their type of parenting, looking at the best out of the two, and then use it. That would be my recommendation, because if you're going to use the European type of parenting, I would say that you end up messing up your children, because we were brought up in a certain way, and some people may think that our way of upbringing is not right in the West, but for me, I too say their way of upbringing is not perfect, because a child misbehaves and you can't touch your child. You are told you can't hit a child, you can't shout on a child, you can, all this, for me, I'll say rubbish. But hitting a child or shouting on a child, I'm not saying shout, but reprimanding a child, I don't see anything wrong about it. And caning a child, when I say caning, it's not like using a belt or something, but a little bit of punishment for the child to see that I've done something wrong. Not hitting to hurt the child, but something, because if we are going to say caning is an abuse, like most of us would have died when we were growing up. So for me, we need to combine the two and pick the best out of it. That would be the recommendation I would give.
Okay. My own one is that before we can go into analysis of parenting, we have to look at who is a parent, and what the role of a parent, and a parent is someone who has a responsible for a child, and that can either be biological or non-biological. When we say biological, that means you are the father or for the child. A mother always have parental responsibility for a child. They don't lose it. However,
fathers also have to parent.
No, your name in this country, the law was made into 2003, where when you're going to register for the child, your name have to be on the birth certificate. If not, then you are not.
Or if you are married.
If you are married and still your name is not on the birth certificate, it could be that the wife, then somebody else may have it. Your name have to be on the birth certificate to have a right for that child is your child. So we have to look into that first. And how people become parents. People can become parents through other special guardianship. There's a number of children who have who other people look after them. For example, a child may be looked after by a family member. A child may be looked after by a foster carer or through adoption. Where the person have adopted a child who don't come from you. So they are all parents. Then when we look at their role in their responsibilities, in which we will go into it. But if we go into parenting is what parenting style. Every parent may have a style. So your style of parenting could be determined by your upbringing. It could be determined by your cultural influences. It could be dependent by your experiences in life and your own lifestyle. These are what forms in terms of my understanding. So what you are saying in terms of talking about caning, for example, someone may grow up in a family whereby this is what they know. That, for instance, when we was growing up in Ghana, where our parents, even they soak it, some of the cane, so that when they hit you one, then you will not kind of do that thing again. But coming into this country, we understand that, using the Children Act 1989, 2004, we understand that, acceptable in this country, and it's against the law. So, as a parent, then what do you need to do? You need to learn alternative parenting strategy. What can you do to achieve what a cane may have achieved for you? So that could be what, maybe using different options. Maybe the child may have a game or other things that you may take from them, rather than using the physical force on the child, because then you are going against what is acceptable. You know, the person could even be arrested. This is why a number of families, you know, have come into attention of children's services, you know, whereby they use physical force to discipline children. Then we also have other styles, could be people life experiences. You know, many people have children where they don't kind of research, anybody can have a child. But they say that to bring up a child is the main question. Do you go by your own experiences, or do you go by learning as well? You know, I mean, when we talk about those in Africa, in particular in Ghana, Nigeria, when people have children, the policy there is that we help you to train you how to feed the child, but not how to parent the child. So it's
I don't think I will. I don't think I will agree to.
No. In the hospitals, you know, they will help you to understand how. If you go, the midwife will teach you how to feed your children, the child, but not how to parent the child. To parent a child, you have to attend, if you want, as an option, as a father. If I'm a father, and if you want to learn, then how many people go for classes to learn parenting? Many do it as they know. You understand? I will come into it. Many do it as they know. So what happened is back home, the midwife will train you. It's not the role of a midwife to train somebody to tell you, this is how you have to parent your child. This is what I'm trying to arrive at. You are taught how to feed your child in terms of feeding them. So for us, your life experiences, cultural experiences, for instance, we have people who may be like female mutilization may be not accepted. However, you may have families whereby, because this is part of their culture, they may do that. For example, they will take a child, they will do certain things to the child because this is how they know. You know.
Okay. Now, something you said which is very important. Coming to the main issues now. I mean, I've been asking people. I've been doing research about this. Most men have issues about parenting. Most men have issues about not having a child means you're a parent. It's how it brings up your child, how you help your child. But then I will ask, from what you said, right, I want to ask you again, who is actually a parent?
It's a good question.
It's a question that men, we don't talk about it. We have issues. We don't talk about it. We don't even know it sometimes. We want people to know we have. So you see people with 2 or 3 other with their kids on them. I mean, the way they speak to them. I just want to know about how or who is actually a parent.
Yeah, to me, you want to go first?
You finish.
Okay. A person who is a parent is the person with the responsibility of the day-to-day care of a child. So therefore, you have understanding of loving your child, making sure that you meet their health needs, you meet their educational needs, you meet their emotional needs, you know, so making sure that you are fully responsible in terms of the child upbringing. Now, this is where I said that this could be biological. This is what I was talking about, that it could be you as a father, that this child is my child. Either irrespective of you live in the house or you don't live in that household, you care to make sure that this child needs are met. You know, so if you are able to fulfill that role, then you are a parent. However, if you are not able to fulfill that role, you may be a parent, but remember that there are parents who also neglect their children. So therefore, there could be that although they know the responsibilities are there, and I think that is where you are coming in, that they know their responsibilities are there, but they are not fulfilling those responsibilities. So they are still a parent, but however, they have neglected their duties to make them a responsible parent.
Can I come in here? Do you know when we say a parent, that's what you just said, right? You said there's financial, day-to-day, and everything. I mean, if we talk about that, we live in a society or we live in a world that, pardon me, but some people will say, oh, we got benefits. So the money will be doing all that. But when we talk about the real parenting, who is actually the parent? Because parents can be anybody just have a child and say, oh, I've got 2 kids, I've got 3 kids, I've got this a term that some men will use as baby mama. But the person goes about and telling them, oh, he's a parent, he's got 2 kids. Maybe once he sees the kids or he or she sees the kids once in a month. You understand? But you will think that he's a parent. We want the good quality of a parent. That's what we're here to talk about.
Let me come in here. I would say that for me, my understanding of a parent is that 2 people come together, do whatever they do, a child comes out of it. As a result, both of you are parents. For the mere fact that you contributed towards that child's conception. Aside that, you can be a parent through other means by adoption, or you go and into a relationship where the other partner has got children, or you can just be a father or a mother role to someone. So being a parent can be in any form. In our context of our background or culture, you don't need to father a child to be a parent. The society sees an adult as a parent. So if you are going out there and you see a child misbehaving, the society expects you to correct that child. So that is where we come from. But when we come here, we are being told that A, B, and C, this, that, and that's where the problems start. Then you are saying baby mother, baby father, all these words coming in. You see, now let's say biological parenting, you've had an issue, you conceive a child is born, for whatever reason, you did not end up marrying, one goes their way, another goes their way. One prevents someone from seeing the child. That doesn't stop you from being a parent. So, for me, whatever you, the man, have to do to have access to your child, you have to do that. I know it takes a lot of time to go through the system to get access, but whatever you, the man, have to do, I would say that go through the system and get access to your child. Because at the end of the day, it takes 2 people, 2 human beings, a female and a male, to conceive, not one person. So for me, if you're a woman and you think you want to have a child with me, then you have me as part of the child's life. I'm not going to abandon my responsibility.
I've got another question that's here. Are we men given the chance to be a parent?
I think we are given the chance, but a lot of men do not know the law. For example, you've had a child with a woman. For whatever reasons, you did not end up living together. The woman says, don't come, don't want you to see the child, don't want any access. So far as you can prove that you are the father, you can go to court. And the court will ask the woman why she doesn't want you to have access. If it's not reasonable, they will make sure you get access. And if they have to do DNA to prove that you are the father, they will do it. Because I know a friend who had 2 children with this woman, a whole lot of issues. At the end of the day, the court asked for DNA, and one of the child was found not to be his. But meanwhile, this guy has been looking after the child for over 10 years. You see, so at times, it's better to go through the court system. No need fighting the woman or no. Just go through the court system. And at the end of the day, the truth will come out. And if the court finds out that you are the father, they will ask you to have access.
Is that a good practice to a child as to see mom and dad fighting over me?
I would say that for me, I would say don't engage in any animosity with the woman for the sake of the child. So that's why I say go through the legal means. Because if a woman says she's not going to allow you to see your child, nothing you can do will make her change her mind. So to avoid unnecessary fighting, interferences for the child to see mommy and daddy fighting, just go through the court system. And at the end of the day, you will have access.
I have Kofi here because Kofi knows about the social works. And he knows about the law as well, so there's much more you can add to it, Kofi.
Yes, I mean, before we go on, then we talk about the first question which you asked, which was that in terms of us, why
given a chance.
Yes, if fathers are given a chance. I think that it shouldn't be a case of you, a responsible father, being given a chance. If you really truly care for your child,
but if the mother won't want you to see the child, what can you do?
I will come to that. And you want the best interests of your children. Yeah. You know, you want to achieve, the best for your children, their sustainable wishes, then you as a father, if it happens that you separated from your partner, I have to tell you, some people are living together and they still don't fulfill their role as a father. They are, a face token, and this is what we mentioned about cultural issues, and also because there are some people who will say, oh, I am an elder in the church, and I will not be seen for me to be separated. Or the wife may be, or the partner may feel that they are this or that in the community, so therefore they may not want that. Then we also have people who are separated. Now, the moment you separated and your partner don't want you to have to see the children, within your legal right, in the UK or in Ghana, you can take the matter to court if you really, really want to care for your child, like you were saying, whereby the court will then make a contact order for you to give you access for your children. However, if that is not fulfilled, or if even you feel that your partner or your ex is not caring for the child the way they should be careful, as a father, you have a legal right to take this matter to court, to apply for, before we used to say residence order, but now it's child arrangement order, that the child, that will be the place where the child will live. So you, the father, the court may grant it for you to care for the child rather than the mother, because the mother may not maybe experiencing difficulties where maybe you'll be able to show the court, Now we come into that question where is about, you mentioned about
the child. About the child. How does it help the child being in between?
Okay.
Because
domestic violence.
Come back to that. Some children, parents we can be a bit selfish. Mostly, parents can be a bit selfish, not considering the child as involved. But on the other hand as well, we should see that when we should know that when we're doing or whatever we're doing, right, the child is at home, they look okay, they smile, they're happy, but within them, right, it affects their education, it affects some kids come out into talking to their friends just because mom and dad is always fighting or arguing, so I cannot speak to them. So that's why I asked the question about, is it good for parents to be arguing or challenging themselves in court?
Yeah, I mean, in the domestic violence, no matter how you see it, and we have to interpret this in so many different ways. First, physical violence, obviously, is not good for children, or emotional one is also not good, because it affects the children in so many different ways, So if, as parents, if you have any disagreement where you argue a lot, either the children see it or not seeing, that's what research tells us that it's not good for them. It affects them so many different ways. It could affect them emotionally. Some children, it could even isolate them, it could affect them, their self-esteem, their confidence, right. Ability to interact or participate in the community fully. Those children are more likely to go to school, they become very clingy to other children, The moment somebody becomes their friend, they don't want to come to you home because they are more happy being outside than being at home. So as parents, it's important for us to be aware of the negative influence this have on our children. I mean, there have been cases where children have been affected where through parental argument, that even it has affected some children to the extent that they themselves become withdrawn, whereby at home, in our community is there. The children then isolate themselves in their room. All they do is come out, eat, and go to their room.
And play games.
Yeah, and play games.
Looking at it, I mean, when we were growing up, I'm sure a lot of people my age, if you ask them whether they saw mommy and daddy fighting, no. We never saw this sort of environment. So why come that today these things are now all over the place? Because I don't remember any fighting or any shouting or any. And these people were living, I'm sure they had their fights, but they never did it in front of us.
But now you remember what
And most of us were living in one bedroom.
Where we came from, right? where we came from, right? Mom, in the house, right? How many times do you stay in the house? You're always out.
Okay.
You're always out.
Outro. Cut
So,
and go for commercial break.
I have Mr. Campbell here.
You go for go like you want
Mr. Campbell would like to join our conversation here. Mr. Campbell,
Yeah, hello.
please come.
Just give me a second.
I have my friends
I
here.
want to get hold of my daughters. They're coming here as well.
Yeah.
So just give me a second. Let me get hold of them.
So Mr. Campbell will join us in a minute. But we are as in my parents, when back home from Ghana, we don't. Oh, Mr. Campbell, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, see my friend here.
Hello.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you know, back home, we live in a house that how many times do you stay in your house in Ghana? You're always out, or you go in. When you go in to pick up something or to sleep. All right. So here we don't have such things here. We all stay in the house. So when my mom and dad is fighting, I see it. I can see the anger. I can see by the way they move, the way they talk, the way they done everything. So I said, right here we have to see because we don't have to go out. We don't have a choice but to stay in the house.
Even what I would say, sir, is that is the way, the theory behind it is that in Africa or many parts of Africa, even today, that the expectation is that a man control the woman. It's a kind of patriarchal that it's become accepted. It's a social construction thing. That the perception is that a man is powerful, control the woman. So therefore, if even they've been abused in a form of that way, it's not many people do challenge. Listen, there have been cases where the wife will be suffering at home with their partner. They will leave the family home, go to their own family. The family will bring them back to the abuser without talking to the abuser. Yeah. And then they go back. So it becomes accepted there. So people tend to turn a blind eye. It doesn't mean it's not happening. To me, it is happening and it's going on. But however, people turn a blind eye, and I think it's time for us, through this education, you know, that we help educate the community, you know, as part of the work we are doing, that this is not something that we want to accept it. It's not acceptable. And that we'll be able to educate many fathers, and that this is not a way forward. You know, controlling domestic violence, it have impact on children, and it's something that we need to show aware of, because this also have a long-term effect on children.
Come on. Would you like any drink?
Oh, man, I've got some water here. I'm fine. I don't drink alcohol. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're
I
trying
can
to
see some
Oh,
wines.
see, he's trying to say with bad
I know.
This is
You're
ginger
the
beer.
good one here.
Ginger beer is not for me.
It's a ginger.
Yeah, ginger beer is good for me.
The ginger, yeah.
My one is, as we call it in Ghana, remember Pito.
Pito.
Yeah, I know Pito in the wine glasses.
Yeah, ginger beer is good
That's what
for
we
me.
say.
Yeah.
But we're talking about men with our parenting skills here.
Yeah.
We started with what is a parent, and then who is a parent.
Yeah.
And then we came back to we're doing a good practice to the children who we have in the house, especially the boys,
Yeah.
because we've noticed that in the society we live in now,
Yeah.
right? There's so many things going on with these children, and if we have to start from our children, they wouldn't know where to start from. But if we start from us, are we doing the right thing as a parent? Are the men given the chance to be a man in the house, or to be a parent in the house? And I called Nana, my friend, and Kofu here. I mean, it's been something I've been asking people a lot. Are we doing the right thing? So I called you here. I said, I know you are expert in all this, and you can also give a good advice about it.
Well, I mean, being a parent myself, I've been married to a Caucasian for 21 years.
Wow.
I've got 2 daughters. My daughters are coming, you see them.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch it though.
Oh no, the missionaries, they don't even know.
They don't know watch it.
They know watch it, but they don't know how to
They're
cook it.
missing out.
Yeah, I'm taking them out for a meal later on.
Wow.
So that's parenting us. So taking them out, making them
No,
feel.
that's parents, but you're trying.
Yeah, I'm trying, exactly. I'm divorced now, so this
Wow.
topic is quite good to discuss. Parenting, to be a parent, it takes two. It takes two to parent. But it can also take one person to be a good parent as well. Now, a parent in Africa, the whole nation is a parent. If your child, goes out, anybody can discipline. I remember when I was a little boy, I go to school and I'm loitering around. Anybody can just get me, and anybody can just get me and beat me up and say, "What are you doing? Go home," or that kind of thing. Yeah, because the whole nation is a parent. But over here in this country,
I'm listening, guys. Don't continue.
over here to be a good parent, you will need to follow the rules. You use your own initiative. Being a parent, you have to be able to look after your kids, provide them with all their needs, their financial, their moral boosting, their going and their coming. You help them do their studies. To build their future, you need to get all those things in place and make sure you're a parent. Without that, they're going to fall apart. In this country, it's so easy to go astray. So easy to go astray. Therefore, you have to keep an eye on your kids and provide them with the necessary, help that they need to grow with. If you don't do that, then it's gonna go apart. With my kids, although I'm divorced, I'm in their life. I see them every weekend. I provide them with all the necessary equipment that they need. If they need computers for their schoolwork, I get it for them. If they need shoes, I buy it for them. So they are not needy. They've got everything they want. And I also spend time with them.
The question is, like you just said that you provide everything for them.
Yeah. Right.
It could be you've got enough money and you want to throw some away. Or you could give it to your nephew or niece or anybody else.
Yeah.
But the emotional connection, as you said,
Yeah.
this is the most important thing people need losing in a house. It's
Yeah.
not like they don't have food to eat in their house.
Yeah.
People have food, they have clothing, they have computers. Let me tell you one thing. What I've found out from most parents is that the single kids, right,
Yeah.
they get all the gadgets they want.
Yeah.
Missing out love. But the love is an important one.
Absolutely.
So what are the men? What are we not doing right? I'll come back to you now.
I think the system here actually forces the men not to be responsible, because you can be told as a man, don't go to the house, don't do this, don't do that, and at times a lot of men get frustrated. So it's like, okay, let me just forget about them and just do my own thing. See, because I know people who want to have access and contact with their children, but the system, because the women will go and lie, say all sorts of things, then it comes to hunt them. When children are, I say that every child has the right to the mother and the father, no matter the circumstance.
Right.
So when one partner prevents the child from having contact or access to the father, it is not the fault of the father. Even some people go through the court system and still the mothers wouldn't want the child to see the father. The mothers become emotional blackmailers, using their whatever to blackmail the father. That, oh, let me not do whatever they do to prevent the child from seeing their father. And that is where most of the problem is. I believe that most men would want to be responsible, given the opportunity. But if you are not being given the opportunity, what else can you do? People ignore. You see, back home, most men will take their child when they leave a relationship. But here, you cannot take the child away unless the mother has some problems that the state thinks that it will be better for the children to be with the dad. See, so I think the interference from the state also affects this whole parenting thing. Like my brother was saying, you have to go for parenting schools. I don't think any parenting school will make a parent a perfect parent.
We're always learning.
Yeah. So it's experience. For me, I wouldn't want my children to go through what I went through growing up. So that is one experience for me. But whereby someone wants to prevent me from having access to my child, I'll fight it. That's me. I wouldn't let it go. Otherwise, I mean, you shouldn't have had that child with me in the first place. But if you decide you want to have a child with me, then I'll be part of the child's life. But some men won't think like me. So if you don't want me to have go your way, I go my way, it's peace of mind. So it's a matter of the two. I mean, I will say women, yes, you are hurt, you are emotional, you this, but think of the child's welfare. At the end of the day, every child needs their father.
Yes, many women I come across believe that most men don't want their responsibilities. So therefore, they rather use excuses and walk away rather than facing their responsibilities. You know, and most men will leave one relationship, go to the next one, and then try to abandon their children and form a new one. So there's a lot of dilemmas in terms of values as well in it. I mean, I would say that our upbringing tend to influence people. So it's important that when you are in a situation like this and you are a man and you don't know how to deal with it, to seek for advice. You know, so that you'll be able to go in the right way. Because many people I've come across, they don't seek for no advice or guidance, and they make their decision that if the mother, some of them, the fact is that if the mother don't want them, they don't want to also take that responsibility for their children. Some run away from their responsibility. There has been cases whereby others would then be away from their, but there are genuine people who want the best for their children, and they will do anything, like our brother was saying, you have mentioned that the same thing, that you will do anything for your children. So therefore, if you've been stopped not to see the children, you are willing to go to court and then have access right for those children. But the thing is two ways. Do people want to actually spend on the children when they are not in that home? It's something that we need to encourage.
That's it.
Yeah, but some people you spend the money, you give the money to the mother to spend on the children. The mother won't spend the money on the children.
Well, that's another thing. But as we talk about when we go to the law house, as in court, I think that's a definite or something that you cannot reverse it back. But from what we're seeing in this society we live in now, right? Women will go high and go down sometimes. And as a man, if you live in a house with a woman, right, you should know their pros and cons. Sometimes, right, we as men, we also have to be, very careful the way we do our things. Because I've seen a lot of guys, we didn't have children, and just because one day the woman says no, they sit back. And the next minute, they are in the next house, producing another child, and they live there to the next house and they produce. You know what? If you...
I'm not cutting you, but let me add this so you can make a good argument. How can somebody have 17 children and still be single? Now continue.
That's another thing, because you know what? They don't know about responsibility, being a parent. You understand?
I think you are generalizing it. It's not all men who wants to go around having children left, right, center.
But if you're giving
we're not making that assumption.
No.
It's just a debate.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is, it depends on the culture. For example, I've got some cultures who I don't want to make it specific, but I know a certain guy who has 6 children with 6 different women. But in their culture, it is normal. You see, they don't marry. All they do is...
Does he care for them? That is where,
hold on.
a responsible father.
The women do share the children. The baby mothers. One will go and... the children will be spending time with one mother, baby mother, today. It's like they get on. And to them, there's nothing wrong.
Okay,
so we can't conclude that because these people are like that, that means the whole world is like that.
No,
It's
no,
their
no,
culture.
we're
And
not
for them,
making
it's
an
not
You know what you said, right? You said 6 children with 6
different mothers.
You said baby mamas. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Right. When you look when we see ourselves as
That's not our culture, but it's
No,
their
yeah.
culture.
But it's there.
I hope you know where I'm
It's
headed.
there because I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you can talk about people. I wouldn't say any other culture. We say about Ghanaians. We're talking about our people here, right? There are some guys that I mean, they got kids with different mothers, right? But and you will see them. Oh, I've got 2 children. I've got 4 children. I've got 5 children. I've got 6, as you said, right? But do you actually, or do we, ask about how they feel? That's one issue I want to talk about here. Because the question is, are men being able to talk about how we feel?
Have we also researched into why some men go around having children all over the place? Because maybe, you know, we black people hardly do research, and
There's a research there.
no, I say
No,
we
we hardly do
we
it.
hardly
Yeah, it's
do it.
true.
So at times, what we need to know is there's something that leads to some of these things. Why a man will want to have children all over the place? Maybe he's also hurt. I know someone who got hurt. A man, he was living with someone. They had a child. The woman didn't want the child. The guy said, "No, you will have the child." So after the birth, the woman kicked him out. Wouldn't let him see his child. This is the first child. And after that incident, any woman that came his way, bang. And by the time he realized he had 4 other children, within a matter of 2 years. Now he's settled, but he's very responsible for all his children. You see. So a man too can be hurt like a woman can be hurt. And some men, when they get hurt, it's like they don't care what happens to any woman who comes their way, bang, they will do it. And that's it. It's the children that will become an issue.
The issue here is it's not
There
just
is a theory behind this.
it's not just
There's a
about
research.
bringing up a child or having men and women going to do our thing for a baby. Sometimes, as the men, we sometimes even do or go to another woman from how we feel, the anger that boils within us. Because if you talk about, if we have to look back to where we came from, men are being told you have to be a man. So who do you tell your story to? Who do you tell your story to? Because you cannot tell your wife or your girlfriend. You cannot tell your child. So men we always have anger within ourselves, and we can't even discuss it. And even the person that you have as your wife, as your girlfriend, as your partner, bringing up a child, they don't even listen to you. So my next question is, are we being listened to?
Yes.
You can, a man can be hurt, right? But I think when you are hurt, you take a break and think about it, analyze it. But if you don't do that, if you don't take a break and you rush, you fall into so many things. Okay? First of all, in a relationship with a man and a woman, whatever happens before the two of you break up, right? You have to kind of discuss it. Don't let what has happened between the two of you to affect the child. The child is innocent. When the two of you were having sex and enjoying it, was the child there? No. You brought the child to this world. So whatever happened between the two of you and you break up, don't inflict that on the child. The child is neutral. So put everything that is happened, but look after the child.
No, but where I want to start from now, as the men,
Yeah.
how do we share our emotions?
How do you show money? That's why they put things in place. In this country, we are quite lucky. They've got counselors, they've got organizations for men, we got friends. You know, I talk to you, you talk to me. We can talk to each other.
You talk to me,
you know?
not talk to me, because you talk to me. We talk to each other.
Exactly.
But you know what? I trust you. We
No,
trust
I
ourselves.
I think it's time we African men learn to
Open
talk.
up.
To talk to
Yeah,
us out, yeah.
because at times we keep too many things in us.
Yes.
It's not our culture to be talking for a
Exactly.
woman. But I think it's time we talk. If something is bothering you,
Yeah.
talk. I mean,
Talk to
you got
somebody.
a friend.
Yeah.
So
You may have a friend.
I have
that-
a quick question to ask here, right? Within the 4 of us, right?
Yeah.
You're not talking to any of us. If you have issues, if I'm not there, if Campbell is not there, Kofi is not there, if I'm not there, who would you talk to?
I don't
You
mind.
talk to your God, you pray to God.
Not everybody do that.
So, who would you talk to?
Yeah, for me, apart from your friends, you have elders, uncles, father figures. You can talk to them. I wouldn't rush to social services to talk to them because for me, most of them don't know what they are doing.
Yeah.
They don't have the experience and they
Careful,
want to tell you.
Careful.
No, that's my
opinion.
that's my opinion. That's my opinion. Most of them don't have children, but they want to tell you how to bring up a child.
Yeah.
You see, some of them are not even married and they want to tell you how to have a relationship.
Yeah.
So for me, I wouldn't go to somebody who is not experienced.
Okay, let me ask
So
you.
I'll go to somebody who is an elderly person or who is in my same situation and understands
Or
me.
a church
Can
elder
I-
person.
can I
or-
come
Yeah,
in?
forget about the church. All of us do church.
Because we need to answer this one first.
If you have issue, the three
The
of us
church,
are not here.
hold on. The church also is a problem. At times the church
We'll come
will
back to
mess
that.
you up.
We'll come back to that. But I want,
Okay.
I want Kofi to
So
tell
the
us.
church, the pastor
Who
is
would
not
you-
experienced,
who
want
would
to
you
tell you
talk
what
to?
to do with how to bring up it. When
I
his
think-
child is wayward.
Kofi, who would you talk to?
I think depending on the situation and the people around you, it's not everybody you can talk to. You know, either being in-law or your own parents, because what are their own interests in that matter? What are their own experiences? I think one of the difficulties we as Africans, in particular,
We've got someone answer. My producer is gone, so we
we'll
got.
come back to you.
Yeah,
We'll come back to you.
the first question I see there's some men are not fortunate.
Yeah, I think it's true.
It's true.
Yeah, because you may get a woman who will paint you black, and the whole world. And the thing is, this country or where we are, you the man will be the least on the scale. Is the child, the mother, and then you. So no matter if a child and the mother lie about you, or the mother lie about you, before they will even investigate, you're a black person, black man. They've got this assumption that black men are like this.
Is that what the question is? He said some men are not fortunate. What they means is that they're meeting different people all the time and they're not fortunate. And to me,
Fortunate thing, I don't get it.
like
Fortunate in
meeting,
Like
like going from one
relationship.
relationship to another.
Oh.
And I think to me, for that question is this: if we see Meghan that married Princess Harry,
Yeah.
you know what qualities men? This is something that men have to take, and also women have to take. That what qualities people bring into relationship is something that you need to know. Mostly people will go for the beauty. You know, it's not that they're not fortunate, they're not fortunate, but they go for a beautiful woman or a beautiful man, handsome man, and then without looking at what qualities they are bringing into that relationship, and that leads to a lot. Because this is where this is a learning program, so therefore we want young people who are also listening will be able to learn from it. When you meet people, or you are a grandfather, you are a parent, your children meet other people, or you yourself, please look at what qualities the person is bringing into that relationship. Because looking at the beauty alone will lead you into a number of things, and this is where the difficulty is. If we don't take our time to get to know people, the attraction, they follow attraction, then the person may lack the necessary skills in relationship. Because you need a communication skills, somebody where something happening, you'll be able to communicate with them. They won't go ba 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 ba. Then it affects also the children. Then you may have to, in terms of dealing with other issues within that relationship. So that is good, yeah.
This question is from Henry from Ghana, all the way from Ghana. And then he asked a question about if men are fortunate. But we'll come back to what we were saying, that if you have somebody to talk to, who would you speak to? And for a quick one.
Well, first of all, if a man, right, if you have all these issues in your marital home, and your dad is still alive, he's the best person to talk to. Or your mom also is the best person to talk to, because your parents are the first call to approach, because they have more experience than anybody else. The best advisors will be your parents. Yeah, but if your parents are not there, then you fall onto your church elders, your friends, and other people, other organizations support men.
Okay. You are to say if from a broken home.
Yeah.
Your parents are from a broken home.
Yeah.
So what experience? What can you?
No, if your parents are from a broken home, doesn't mean that they don't have experience. Listen, my parents are not from a broken home, but I'm from a broken home because I'm divorced. Okay, that doesn't mean I don't have experience. I have experience.
Okay.
No, I
I spoke to somebody,
Yes.
and this is a white guy, and he tells me that he's doing a research on just a normal research on men, but he comes across a men, like especially black men, are the ones that suffers the highest.
I think
He says to me that the black men, if you see most of the suicide or this is a mental issue that's going on, is only because I can't talk to Kofi. We could see here as guys, and but things going on in my head, and I can't talk to you. Even if I have to talk to you, I'll give you somewhere I want you to feel for me because I don't want you to see me as less of a man.
You know what?
And
Because
that is
we're
also
too proud.
no, it's not pride.
No, it's pride. Let me tell you, if anything happens to you and you can't talk to your friend about it, it's pride. Either you're shy, they will see your weaknesses or whatever you've gone through with your wife or whatever it is. If you don't do that, you will still be in the hole. You're never going to get out. What you need to do is be brave enough and say, Kojo, listen, this is what is happening. My wife is leaving me because I cheated. My wife is leaving me because I beat my kid. My wife is leaving me because I didn't cook that banku well. My wife is leaving me because, you know, talk to your friends about it. But if you're feeling too macho and they say, me, I'm not going to talk about it, man. I can handle it. You're killing yourself.
I don't agree.
I have a question for you.
Let me counter that one.
Let's answer this question from Akusia Boatima.
Okay.
And she's saying that most men do not look after their children after marriage breakup.
You know why?
And asking to advise them.
Okay.
How do we advise somebody who's not given a chance?
Akoso Batima, listen. You know why that happens? Because there's so much bitterness between whatever happened before the woman kicked the guy out. The guy is so bitter. Let me tell you something. Before me and my white wife, we separated, by then I've decorated the house, okay? I bought new check, TV was £2,000, I bought it. I was working in investment bank, UBS, investment bank. I was working there before, I had a lot of money. I finished everything, I bought everything, new car, Mercedes. I don't have a car now, I gave it to her anyway. Well, there was so the one day I was just sitting I was lying in bed and my wife and the mom just came to me and said they want divorce. I said, what? About 21 years married. You see my kid, they'll come, you see them. I'll make sure everybody see them. You know, and I was so shocked. And I said, what? So I've done all this, and all of a sudden, you know, that could be bitterness inside me. But you know what? When we went to court, I told the judge she should take everything. When I came to this country in the UK, I had only one bag. I've educated myself, I work in 3 major investment banks, I've done all this for the family, and now, divorce, you take it, I'll start afresh. You know now, I have a place in Battersea, you know, Battersea is the most expensive place in London. I've started afresh, I have my IT company, and so I'm not bitter. Anything they need, I do it for them. Okay, so it's the bitterness, whatever happens between the man and the woman at home, that is the bitterness that goes through the man. And if you can't handle that bitterness, you apply it to the children. Yeah. So that the children will suffer. So if you're a man and you're wise enough, don't relate that pain between the two of you on the children.
But is it a good practice as a man? I mean, as we all captured or managed from our backgrounds, we say a man is the head of the family.
Yeah.
So if you have that issue within yourself, does that issue transfer to your children? Because whatever anger you have, right, you think you have argument, you're angry with a woman or your ex-wife or your girlfriend, whatever it is, but does the children also being considerate there?
I think some men naturally are not responsible. Let's agree to that. Some
Absolutely.
men naturally are not responsible.
So what Akosia is saying is she's right.
I'll get to her question. Some men are naturally responsible, and they are not responsible because of how they were brought up. Some men, when they were growing up, did not do anything in the house. They were not taught how to clean, they were not taught how to cook, they were not taught how to do anything. And some of them also attended boys' school.
worse.
And that even became worse for them because one thing with this boys' school, one-sex school.
But does that apply there in terms of value?
No, I'm coming. It affects a child's upbringing because they don't, for 5 years or 7 years, you don't interact with women, you don't know women, and you grow up and you come and meet women. You see, it's all some of the things some men go through. So they go and marry a man. I say go and marry a man. They go and marry a woman or they meet a woman, and they don't really know how to mix up with them. You see, those of us who were fortunate to go to mid school, we never have problems with women because we live with them. We spend all our time with them. We knew how women are emotional, how women do these things. But some of these one-sex school people have these issues. I'm not saying all of them, I say some. So they grow up, get into relationships, don't contribute towards the family, they break up.
View on this. Okay, my own view is that, I mean, there should, in relationships, there will be arguments. It's something that we need to expect. Then there is also going to be challenges about separation. Now, when you are separated, and it happens that you are separated, how do you deal with it? You know, I think that it depends on your parents. Like you were saying, you approach your parents first. You know, if your parents are not people who are keen in that relationship, obviously, they are. People have to be very careful.
They'll kill it fast. If they don't like the woman.
If your parents,
it's not kill you quick.
so going to your parents, if it's not, to me, you have to assess the situation. Is your parents people who would give you the wisest advice ever? Rather than
I don't
their own,
think parents are the best people to
that's it.
consult.
So then, the second one is your friendship. Are your friends enough? Do they have enough experience to be able to advise you on that matter?
That's right.
Because you may be telling them, and they may not have the answers to give you. So what is the point, you know, of going through, exposing yourself in that situation where they are not, you know what, there's nothing sad that telling someone something that you need solution, that they are not able to give you that solution. I think that it's best that the best way to deal with it is that, if anything, seek for professional help. In that way, you'll be able to be open about your situation, and then you'll be given the advice. Then the choice is you, if you want to take A or you go left.
We do have resources on the internet. Yesterday I did a research on this on YouTube. I was looking at you guys would be interested in it. I think it should be the next topic. Why women cheat? I did that research yesterday. Why women cheat? What is the guy's
going to start from why men cheat first?
I'm still doing research. I'm a man, and I wanted to know why women cheat. Okay, I did that research. Now YouTube is a big tool. You know, my daughters will tell you when they come. You know, I told them how to use the YouTube for the education. When they work in some mathematics and I'm not there and they can't get it, go to YouTube and say, what is equal to this, it will come. A teacher will come and explain it to you. They don't have to, and they've used it. So women, when you have that problem and you don't have anybody to go to YouTube and put something there, a video will come. You know, they've got American professors that have put on good videos and stuff about men, teaching them what to do and that kind of stuff. Go to YouTube and learn.
Thank you. With our viewers here, with the more questions that we have on coming into, but we're going to be answering the questions on our next segment. Looking at it now, we have a lot to say, but our time is fast spent. So we're going to wrap this up now, and we will talk about it again. But then again, if you have any issue, don't forget. I mean, my Facebook, you can write to Facebook as in Odino Dimpa, you'll find me there. You can find Kofi, Kula, Naya, or Campbell. And then if you have our numbers, or if you contact me in person, right, we'll answer your questions. But
I think next time we should have women.
We're going to be ending here. Yes. But I think we have a lot to say. Yes. And we're not finishing today. We'll come back to you. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.